back at Happy Valley on Wednesday night for a 9-race programme with 2 feature races as well. The Cup race, the Trophy race, covers race 5 and 7, Class 3 and Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andy Lejeune, joined in the studio by our former analyst Paul Alley and race caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, and it's a bumper programme we've got to look forward to.
It is, Andrew. Yes, 9 races on the card as you suggested. Of course, Oktoberfest does commence a little early down in the beer garden as well. It's always a popular time of the year. Weather-wise, it's perfect generally. Back onto the A course as well, so a brand new race course to run on, and 9 races, of course, 2 features. The Community Chess Cup, which we lost last week, will now be transferred into this meeting. So plenty of excitement, no doubt, to be had.
Absolutely. It's good drinking weather at the moment, Paul, and it's good triple trio weather as well.
It is, definitely. And don't forget, with the 9-race program, we start on race number 5 for the triple trio, races 5, 6 and 7. Good barbecue weather as well. And there's a massive jackpot. It's raining money. 16.4 million start off. I think it's going to get up to about 28 million, so get involved.
I don't want to get into a debate here, but I think drinking and barbecue weather is good all the time, isn't it?
One in the same. Right, plenty to get through. 9 races, of course, to a preview. Before all that, though, let's look back on the weekend action with our racing review. All right, so the Pokoi Centenary Challenge Cup was the feature race on the weekend, and strong lineup. Here we pick up as they swing into the straight, and it was ultimately King Opie who'd been successful in the past over the 12 and the 1,400 metres, breaking through over the mile.
Yep, he surprised me a little bit. I wasn't quite sure whether he'd stay a strong 1,600, but the way the race was won, it was a sit and dash, and Karis Teton was able to get him into a terrific rhythm and in full flight, and he just gradually overhauled Beauty Spirit. The 2 runs from the back were good star performance and Harmony Victory, but credit to Karis Teton. That was just his 2nd winner for the day, and we know what he went on to complete later on in the afternoon, a 5-timer in total. And Frankie Law has done a good job with this guy. He's always been a very talented horse. Now he'll obviously be heading towards the mid-90s. Whoa.
The trophy.
Yes. So it's been a good training performance. I wonder how much further he can go. He's won 5 now from 16. He does need to keep lifting. That's the key to him.
Yeah, he's a good strike rate, isn't he? 5 from 16, and being by Ocean Park, you think 1,800 metres should be okay for him. But look, he hit the line strongly in that race.
Star performance, only his 2nd start. Big run from him, and Harmony Victory with a stronger tempo will be good next time as well. So Karis rode 5, the last 4 winners. And Tony Millard chimed in with a double too.
Yeah, he rode Fun Times for Tony Millard as well. That was his other winner earlier on in the day. Massive Pocket was well spec'd, probably the best back runner of the afternoon that got the cash.
Yeah, 10 points there for Winner Supreme, straight to the front. Catch me if you can, and they couldn't.
Yeah, all winners on the dirt, straight to the front.
Yeah, that was the way to be. There were 3 races on the dirt on the weekend. All right, that's the big winners of the day. See if we can find some more, though, with our horses to follow. All right, you're up first as always, Paul. What do you find for us?
One on the dirt. Now, as we said, a lot of the races were pace-orientated and the winners were leading. This horse got really well back, and I thought he was against the trend a little bit in this race by hitting the line quite strongly for 4th. He was a big price runner here called Momentum Galaxy. Now, he's by the factor, so he's got that American breeding that goes right through him, and I think a win for him, especially on the all-weather surface, doesn't look too far away. I just like the way he finished off this race. And he was in a photo for 3rd as well, but ended up getting 4th.
All right, OK. Brett's down the straight for you, are we?
Yeah, we're going to go with a horse called Ardenode, who got squeezed out in the early stages of his event. And then he was just sort of making some progress there, sort of midfield, just pushed and shoved a little bit. I think this is a pretty good performance. He had 3 starts in France before coming. He won his first 2 and then was placed at group level. He's pushed on a little bit latter stages there, but he finished alongside of Winning Method. I'm not sure if he's going that well, but I think that's a sign from Ardenode there, watching that replay from start to finish, that he's not far away.
That horse in the middle of the track as well, Carrying Master, was declared Aurora, wasn't he, after that?
Yeah,
right?
We knew sort of really that might be the case prior too.
Yeah, all right, so that was the reason for his defeat. Fenrir for me, so this is my each-way play on the weekend. This is race number 10. Double whammy here because King of Hearts wins this race for Karis. Completes Karis 5 times. But Fenrir, Chad, found himself trapped a little bit wide, so had to roll forward and probably use up a little bit more than he wanted to early. The horse didn't get round the bend all that well either, so he's got a fair bit to learn. It's only his second start. He was first up for the season, but he doesn't give it away, so I quite like his attitude when he does get it going. He's ultimately beaten about 5 lengths there in the end. So he's a work in progress. I think it's been a quick turnaround with Fenrir, but there is something there, I think.
Fair enough.
All right, there you go. Those are the horses to follow. Thanks for the support. Alberto Sana and Vincent Ho found themselves in hot water with Casemiro and Falcon Turbo. 2 days each there, 9th, the 13th, and the 1st and the 7th for Vincent. All right, one scratching I think we've got on the weekend. Oh, sorry, on the weekend, midweek.
Yes.
That's Enjoyable Success. Is out, so Faithful Trinity now gets a start, and Neil Callan will be in the saddle. That is race number 4.
Andrew, the days are all a bit wobbly now.
Yeah, and we go from Wednesday to next Tuesday as well, so we'll be out of whack again once more. But 9 races for us this Wednesday night, and we are on the A course at Happy Valley. We kick things off with a Class 2 over the 1,800 metres. 7 go to post, headed by Green Luck, who was a good winner over the 1,650 first up. Ribbons first up. He's won over this trip at Sha Tin. Mr. So-and-so first up as well. His 2 wins have been over 1,400 metres so far. Helene Charisma behind Green Luck last time out, as was in Richmond. Tianchi Monster returns, as does Brave Legends, who was a course and distance winner last season. Ribbon, Mr. So-and-so, Helene Charisma and Enrichment have all been up at Chung Fa in the last month.
Highest graded race of the night, Class 2 to kick off the program, 1,800, and potentially a tactical battle. There's not a lot of speed foreseeable. Maybe Enrichment goes forward. He had the blinkers last time. He got back, but maybe they'll try the option of rolling forward. Ribbon, Mr. So-and-so can be handy. Potential for maybe the pace to slacken and a mid-race move.
Ribbon moves nicely enough here. He's been here for a while now, this horse. He's a 6-year-old now. Barrier 1 for him. Regan Bayliss aboard. And his run 3 starts ago at Happy Valley wasn't too bad. Goes right now. I thought I'd show you this one. This is on the uphill gallop, Helene Charisma. So ignore the times because they are doing this extra piece up this hill. And it's quite a good little concept up here at Chung Fa. I thought it's horses really get miles into their legs. Here's Enrichment. Now he's just on the main turf. He goes nicely, just even work for him as well. He's had the benefit of a run. He didn't go too badly either. So John Size has got 2 runners in there.
Had the blinkers on last time as well. They stay on as well. All right, so let's start off with Helene Charisma. His jockey, Grant Van Nierkerk, answering the questions. Where do you think he'll improve for the step up in trip?
Yeah, look, he's a horse that is looking for extra ground, and over 1,800 he should be a little bit more competitive. His last run was pretty good with me. He was closing off nicely. Look at his competitive feel, but I'm hoping for a good run from him.
What's he like to ride?
Oh, he's an easy ride. Last time he did travel a little bit with me, but I did warm him up. But over a little bit of ground, I think he'll be better, and I'll be finishing off his race pretty well.
And a ride for John Moore. You've had a few rides with John this season. Is that a developing relationship between the two of you?
I'm hoping. Look, I just have to get a few winners, Mr. Moore. I really appreciate the chances he's giving me, and hopefully I can make the most of them.
That's Grant. Had a win on the weekend as well. Helene Charisma will obviously have some supporters. What about Riven, though? Maybe he hasn't quite lived up to the early hype, maybe, but he is a winner over this trip.
He's only a one-time winner, won $3 million in prize money. We know he has potential. He is a horse that has been an underachiever so far. I think it's fair to say that. You can see him just niggled along in this trial. I didn't think it was overly flattering. I'm expecting he'll take a run and be better from there.
Yeah, his gallop was good, but the trial wasn't that good. So, look, I think it's quite a good little race, even though with the 7 runners, so I left him out.
That is 1,200, that trial, and that's not up his alley. So.
All right, this is Mr. So-and-so. This trial up at Chung Fa, all 4 of these horses are trained by John Size, so it's like a private trial of sorts.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Special Stars, who's racing later on in the program there alongside. But Mr. So-and-so, I think he's been primed for a good run first up. By John Size. Joe Moreira has won on the horse in the past. He's drawn well and he gets quite a few ticks for me. Yeah, no, it was a good little trial. It was more of a jump out, wasn't it, let's be honest, with the 4 of them. But some of the John Size runners have taken a run. That was the only query I had.
How about Tianchi Monster? He made a bit of a name for himself, didn't he, getting through the ratings last season?
He did, and he looked like a legitimate Derby hope there at one stage and did run in the Derby in the end. And did Tianchi Monster. Run 6, so it wasn't a bad run. He's come up here fresh. He hasn't won fresh in the past, but Zach Purton aboard, and Zach Purton's unbeaten on the horse.
He's getting down to a lightweight to ride him too. So I didn't include him in the tips, but this race, all 7 of them, you can make a little case for. It's hard to put the pen through 1 or 2 in particular. Even this guy, Brave Legend.
Yeah, who when he won last season with a couple of wins, he came flying home down the outside.
Yeah, and his fresh record's exemplary. 4 starts, 2 wins, a second and a fourth. So off a lightweight, if he can go higher, which is the question for me, he's up to 85 now, but the way he's won some of those races last season, I wouldn't be surprised if he can. His greatest attribute is his turn of acceleration.
Yeah, the key is coming off a slow pace, isn't it? Because I don't think he's going to get speed in this race.
That's Southern Legend in the yellow jacket as well, right next to him in that trial. So potentially trappy, tactics will come into play. Green Luck, last start win, is our favourite.
Yeah, got him in there for second. I think Elaine Charisma can turn the tables up and trip with a better weight. 6 pounds better off than Green Luck. Richmond has had that run under his belt, and Tianchi Monster. 4-1-5-6.
I think we're going to learn a fair bit about a lot of these horses going forward. For the record, I've gone 4-3-1-5, Helene Charisma, Mr. So-and-so, Green Luck in Richmond. But as I mentioned, the others have got their chance.
Absolutely. I thought Mr. So-and-so, slow tempo, sprint for home, well placed. He might be the one to beat Joe Moreira and John Size. Right, that's race number 1.